This is the first of two parts on Abigail Zwermer's initial direct testimony in this case. Here's what we're talking about today. We're back in the Abby Zwermer case today, and again, I need to go through a little bit of the backstory so some of the testimony today will make more sense. On January 6, 2023, while teaching first grade at Rich Neck Elementary School in Virginia, Ms. Zwermer was shot by a 6-year-old student who brought a 9mm semi-automatic pistol to the school. The bullet first passed through her left hand, rupturing bones in her index finger and thumb. Then the bullet entered her chest, and some fragments remain lodged there between her heart and her spine. Her lung collapsed as a result of the chest wound. Authorities described her injuries as life-threatening initially. Abby Zwermer's direct testimony was done competently and sensitively by the lead attorney here, Diane Toscano, and I thought it was one of the better direct examinations I've seen of a trauma victim. In other words, it respected the trauma that happened to her. It didn't push her. It let her, in her own way, explain what happened. And it didn't get into too many whys, because I suspect the whys would be coming on redirect examination after cross. But this is how her testimony began. Call your next witness.
Abigail Zwermer, Your Honor.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth?
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. And Abby, can you tell the jury your name, please?
My name is Abigail Zwerner.
And Abby, how are you feeling right now?
I think nervous is a big one. Nervous, anxious, a lot.
And Abby, the jury has already heard a little bit about yourself from your mother and your sister. So just tell the jury, how long were you a teacher?
About 2.5 years.
And where did you teach at during that 2.5-year period?
Rich Neck Elementary.
Tell the jury what grades you taught.
I came into 4th grade, my first year of teaching. That was when we had the virtual hybrid year. And then the following 2 years, I taught 1st grade, all at Rich Neck.
And how did you enjoy teaching?
I liked it. I do remember it was stressful a lot of times. Being a new teacher, a lot of new experiences, a lot of ups and downs, I remember. Yeah.
And now, Abby, I'm just going to ask you a few questions about January 6, 2023, okay?
Okay.
So tell the jury, when on that day did you first hear about JT might have a gun?
It was before recess.
And do you remember who told you that?
Amy Kovac.
And when Amy Kovac told you that, why did you not go to Dr. Parker?
In a case like this, you want to get the hard questions out of the way first. And of course, that is one of the questions. One of the issues that the defense is trying to raise is that she's more responsible than anybody else because she was the classroom teacher. But again, she's the one also who bore the brunt of this. And so the question is a good question to ask on direct because it's a friendly question. It's not, why did you not? It's, why did you not tell her? It's asked very even-handedly. And you see a deep sigh. And you kind of look at her eyes and you know that in some respects, she's reliving that moment. And let's go on.
I knew that she was going to tell Dr. Parker.
Did Amy tell you she was going to tell Dr. Parker?
Yes, she told me that she was going to tell Dr. Parker.
And did Amy tell you that two girls had advised her of the fact that JT might have a firearm?
Yes.
Do you know who the two girls were?
I did not.
So she didn't even tell you which kids in the class had told her that.
She did not tell me.
And no other kids told you.
No.
Okay. So you heard it from Amy, and Amy said she was going to tell Dr. Parker at that time.
Yes.
Were you told to keep an eye on JT by Amy?
Again, she's reliving that moment.
Yes.
And is that why you were texting and communicating with Amy during recess?
Yes.
And is that why you texted Amy about what you observed JT doing before recess?
Yes, because I knew that once Amy had informed me of the information that the students had told her, I knew that Amy was going to then relay the information to Dr. Parker.
And again, no one else had told you anything about a gun besides Amy.
Correct.
And Your Honor, I would like to publish and pull back up what's already been submitted as Plaintiff's Exhibit 3, if that's okay with Your Honor.
Which is that?
That is the picture yesterday of Abby wearing the shirt. Oh, 90C. I'm being corrected that it's Plaintiff's Exhibit 90C, Judge.
Okay. Any objection to that?
No objection.
Right. It's already been admitted, correct?
Yes, it's already been
All right,
admitted,
got
Your
it.
Honor.
Yep.
And Abby, do you recognize that photo? It's on the screen in front of you.
Yes.
And what year is that from? Do you know?
I have slightly orange hair. Looks like it's washed out. So it would have been the 2022-2023 school year.
So you're in your first grade classroom, room 11.
Yes.
And if we can zoom in on the orange sheets that are behind your head, do you see those?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell the jury what is that?
That would be our handbook, our school's handbook. I believe it was titled the Crisis Management Plan. I may be wrong on the title of it, but it was the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
So that's the school, that's a handbook that you would reference.
Yes.
And why would you reference that sheet?
For the behaviors, it was like a left and right side.
And why would you look at that, the left and right side?
The like possible displayed behaviors on the left, and then on the right side, actions to take as a teacher.
And Reed, if we can only display to council, please, Exhibit 108, and it would be date stamp 9074 and 9075. And Abby, do you see two documents in front of you?
Yes.
Do you recognize those two documents?
Yes.
And what are those two documents in front of you?
The on the left and the right side, it looks like the three. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the combined on the one sheet of paper that I had on the orange sheet of paper, like the level 1 behaviors, and then on the right side of the screen, level 2, and then level 3 behaviors. I had that all on one sheet of paper, the orange paper on the wall.
So the exhibit that we just showed to the jury, the box that you had of the 3 tiers, is from this document?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I would move to submit this document as Plaintiff's 108, and we would mark it as 108.
All right. Any objection?
Object, Your Honor. This witness can't authenticate. This is a handbook from Rich Neck Elementary. She's not an employee. She can't authenticate the document.
And this is how you embarrass yourself by making an objection. Because first of all, it was hanging in her room. She identified it. She knows what it is. And she was an employee of the school district. It's not like she doesn't have the ability to authenticate this document. Let's see what the judge says.
She's identified it. That's overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So admitted.
Thank you.
Plaintiff's 108.
May I have permission to publish it to the jury, please?
You may.
Thank you. And in the student behaviors, is there a possession of a weapon listed?
Possession of a weapon.
And then next steps, that's for the administrator to do, correct? That was your understanding?
Next steps.
And if we, on this date, Amy Kovac went and reported it to Dr. Parker, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. And we can take that down from the screen now. Thank you, Reed. So Abby, now tell the jury, what did you see right before you were shot that day on January 6, 2023?
This is probably the most difficult question she's going to get because it requires her to relive that day.
The moment went by very fast. I remember Dr. Watson touched on it briefly earlier. The look on the student's face is a large memory that I have. I do remember it was like a very blank look, but it wasn't a blank look at all on his face.
And is that why you lifted your hand? Did you know what was about to happen?
Yes. Yep.
And what is the last thing you remember that day at the school?
Again, look at her eyes here.
The last thing I remember at the school. Obvious, I thought I was dying. I thought I had died. I thought I was either on my way to heaven or in heaven, but then it all got black, and so I then thought I wasn't going there. And then my next memory is I see two coworkers around me, and I process that I'm hurt, and they're putting pressure on where I'm hurt.
More smart trial lawyering here. Don't rush it. Let that little speech linger in the jury's memory. Let them feel the emotion in her voice and the power of what she's saying. She thought she had died, then realized she hadn't, and then she saw coworkers trying to save her life. I would think this kind of testimony resonates pretty well with this jury.
And Abby, can you describe for the jury a little bit about how you're still feeling physically and emotionally?
I'll spare you more of this emotional testimony. Basically, she talks about how the relationships with her family have changed. Now we're going to move on to how crowds and things affect her.
And what about, we heard from your mother about the movie Hamilton. You were planning to go to it that day. What happened that changed your mind when you had already purchased the tickets and made those plans?
It was a Saturday. I remember waking up. I woke up and I remembered that there was a scene where two characters had dueled with firearms, and I you know, when we had started making the plans to see the movie, when the Saturday was coming up to see the movie, it just never flew through my mind. I had seen Hamilton before, but for some reason, when I woke up that day to go see the movie, it just flew right into my head, and just overwhelming sense of, I felt like everything just came over my body. And I remember I called my mom. I don't remember if I was crying on the phone to her. I don't remember if it was afterwards. But I remember crying a lot. And I remember that afterwards, they were asking me if, or what else would I want to do instead that day. So, okay, we can't go to the movies. What do you want to do instead? Where else would you want to go instead? And I remember saying, or telling them, nowhere. Like, I can't go anywhere. I just want to stay home. I'm not going anywhere today. I can't. And I remember that it was my mom and my sister. So it wasn't just my mom and I planning to go. It was my mom, my sister, and I, all three of us planning to go. And then they proposed to come over to my place. And even that still, I didn't want. Like, no. Like, just leave me alone. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to. No. To my mom and my sister.
Well, Abby, I know this has been difficult for you, so that's all the questions I have. I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. But stay there. There might be other questions.
I'll spare you more of this emotional testimony. Basically, she talks about how the relationships with her family have changed. Now we're going to move on to how crowds and things affect her. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here today. If you have the opportunity today, try to do one kind thing to help somebody else. Any kind thing will do. Buy somebody a Coke, get them a cup of coffee. Anything that makes their day better. That would be a way to help make the world a better place. Because after all, isn't that what we're all after? Now, YouTube has a few things that they think you might be interested in, and they're going to be showing you that right up there.